Alright. I think I've got everything set up now. Which took a bit longer because I haven't done this in a bit. That and trying to solve like music things and Jesus licenses and all that other crap is kind of irritating to look into, and I just don't feel like playing with that right now. Let's see. Oh my god. Alright. Of course, now the dog wants to bark. That's not in focus properly. There it goes. Too much light. Not enough light. Who knows? Might work. Yeah, suppose so. Alright. Interesting that this side was glued in place. There we go. Well, the hooks for this I've already lost. Thought I might have lost it while I was dusting, but can't find it at all. I don't think it's still in the box. I already checked that. With no luck. Alright. Well, let's see the instructions back out. Really do not want to work on the tracks quite yet, but I think I still have another sprocket wheel to make. 2 sprocket wheels to make, rather. And then it'll be onto the tracks if I wanted to do that. And after that, we get to make it look like it's actually becoming a tank. Alright. Try and get rid of all the dust. Hopefully I have. Let's see which one's still got the sprocket wheels on it. This one it looks like. Let's get these guys cut out. The table's still moving. So I've tightened all this up, but I guess not enough. Hopefully that'll hold. Swear to God, I'm going to invest in better side cutters soon. Much easier. Why on earth can I hear the radio in a car outside? How loud is your talk radio? Jesus. Alright, other pieces of sprocket wheels out. I think these are the only pieces I need for what I'm doing, right? Because I already have this part right here. Yeah. That should be right. Wish I hadn't already cut out both those hooks. I did and put it in one of my little metal dishes and promptly lost it, apparently. Somehow. I'll look for it again. I haven't vacuumed or anything back here since. Don't want to run the risk of losing the piece any further than I already have. I just popped that part number 10 out. Come on. There we go. All right. Let's get these clean. It's a scalpel for some reason. X-Acto knife. Seems like it's so easy to deform these pieces. Sprocket wheels are absolute dread to work on for me. Oh, where to put my sandpaper? Right here. This side might help. Kinda does. Oh. Come on, there we go. Got it. Alright, next up. Oh, look at that. We got all these little injector pin marks back here. Let's go ahead and remove those. Not going to be visible through the tracks or anything. Kit's not large enough to be looked at that hard anyway. And I'm not good enough to worry about it. That's fine. Alright, let's try and... there we go. Got it? Got it. Alright. Those look remarkably clean now. Did I get both sides on this, or only the one? Is the other side noticeable? Yep, there it is. These are the outward facing wheels, so they're the ones that need to be the cleanest. Or the outside faces, I should say. These parts face the... just half and half, whatever. Either way, these parts face the inside of this and aren't going to be quite as noticeable. It started so late doing this. I don't know if I'll have anybody join me. That's fine though. I'll try and talk to myself to keep going just in case for some odd reason somebody does join in. I've been pretty bad about keeping up with these lately, but I'm trying real hard to keep up with things I said I'd do the last week or so. Tired of being lazy. So I've got to do something. Cannot just sit here and watch YouTube videos all day while I produce or attempt to produce YouTube content. mild bit of irony, maybe. All right, so those are set. So the Tamiya extra thin out. I'm pretty sure these do lock together properly. Someone's still really bugging me on my phone. Shouldn't be messing with my phone, but whatever. It's fine. Alright. These parts are all good and cleaned up as well as they need to be. Yeah, I'd say approximately so. Alright. Oh my god. Always the fun part. Dropping pieces. And I have minimal ability to actually grab the piece after it's dropped. Oh, there's another wheel down there. I didn't even notice it dropped. Nice. I'll grab them both real quick. There we go. Yep. Those both are again. Let me scoot forward in the chair. That might help prevent drops. Oop. Cord's getting them away. This is not the this is not the most practical setup for doing this sort of thing, but it works just well enough, I'd suppose. Arms feel better after being turned into noodles earlier. I'm glad about that. That would have been an issue had I not already recovered somewhat. Weather this week sucks, preventing me from riding my bike anywhere. Actually, just rainy and crappy, it seems. That looks good. Now for part 2. I swear to God, I'm trying to get music. I'm poor, so that's no small feat. There we go. I was working so far out of frame, you couldn't even see anything. I gotta remember that sometimes. Occasionally, I'm just working over my lap outside of light and everything, and it doesn't work real well. There we go. That should do. Did I glue these on in the end? Oh yeah, those are glued on. So I may as well do the same thing here. It's not gonna hurt me. That's a tight fit. How about this side? Does this side work? Yes. Let's try over here. No. All right. Sandpaper it is. Not sure what on it needs to be reduced. I can't quite tell, although it does appear to be making a slight imprint in the part up there. I don't think that's just from misalignment. I think it's a molding issue, if I had to guess. Did that wind up bending that? Please God, no. No, it's alright. Got some dust on it though. I've been putting off any orders, but tonight I'm going to go ahead and pick up the paint to paint this kit. I think I've got one piece of the paint. I need to make sure I write down the stuff I actually need out of the instruction kit here in order to make sure that I'm going to be able to make it right. Alright, what's up with this? Why is this not quite working? Let's use one of my grungy sanding sticks and see if we can get this fixed. Let's give it an attempt now. Even a little bit might make the change. Ah, almost. Almost. We'll get there. There we are. Got it. That's slightly. There we go. Get some glue in there. Love Tommy extra thin cement. Oh, are you kidding me? That should do. Alright. Set. Get rid of this piece. Try not to have all those little chunks everywhere. Now, I can start to get the smaller return rollers cut out. And those are all right here. 6 aside. Yeah, it looks like it. Barely visible on here. That's a little bit funny. One second. Don't mean to be butt on my phone, but I only have so much time in a day in order to talk to somebody due to hours. Alright. I'm going to be interrupted by that conversation the whole time I say, but that's fine. It's not like anyone's currently watching anyway. I'm just waiting for one of these to bounce off the desk again. That's a always a nightmare when building kits. Every place in my house has carpet too, so it's just worse and worse. Oh, the tracks are not going to be real fun, but they are beautifully molded. I don't like those injector pin marks on the single pieces, and those aren't going to be real easy to clean off. They won't be super noticeable, but they will be noticeable enough, however. And I can see I already did some sanding on this, but if I sit there and try and sand it in most ways, all I'm going to do is wind up making the horns, or whatever these are called, thinner and thinner as I go through trying to smooth out what's in there. So if those aren't real noticeable, I'm not going to worry about it, I don't think. For the scale, I'm not trying to go for a competition or anything like that. I don't think it needs to be perfect. I'm just trying to build it and gain some experience in doing so. No hardboard on the carpet? No, not at the moment. I didn't even realize somebody finally came in to watch. Well, why did I say that? There is hardwood under the carpet. The problem is that in order to take the carpet up, I'm going to have to move everything in here, and I've got 2 massive bookshelves filled with stuff that I'll have to rip up or move out, displace, and then move the shelves, which both of them are kind of... One of them's already collapsed into the window frame. So it's being held up by the window frame because, for whatever reason, everything is like top-loaded on weight. One of the bookshelves collapsed. Oh my god. Every neighbor's got a dog, and they all bark nonstop. And then my dog has to bark. One of them already collapsed because all the weight was up top and absolutely almost none on the bottom. It created a nightmare, so now I've just got books stacked all over anyway. I really dislike it, but I can't do anything about it quite yet. I don't have anywhere to put all these displaced books at the moment. I'm hoping to get more of the attic cleaned out soon so I can put them up there and I can finally be free of this endless amount of stuff. Oh my god. Hold on one second. Trying to make her stop barking. She might be done. Yeah, bark, bark. I'm sure you can hear it. It's quite loud. And it's quite irritating. Like, what mind does she bark to alert me of something? But it's just the neighbors. Nobody had dogs before. And now everybody's got dogs. And everybody's walking down the street every second of the day. So she has to bark every second of the day. Eventually, it gets really irritating. Love my dog. Hate her barking all the time. It's just endless fuss. I'm not sure if I can cheat that like that. We'll just see if we can chop them up actually on the cutting mat. These are going to be hidden by the tracks for the most part anyway, so they don't need to be great, and I can just glue them with the nub upward. Should make them a lot less noticeable. Oh my god. Nah, she's still going. Oh, Jesus. Never ends. There we go. Put these inside the tank so that way I can keep track of which ones are done. Hold on. Not that loud, maybe not for you, but it is for me. It's ear splitting. The neighbor's dog's barking too. I wish I had like a soundproof booth or something. My cat's in the room, the door is shut, and I can still hear everything. Indy's somewhere. I'm not sure where. Is she laying on the bed? Not that I can see, which means she's in a cubby hole or underneath me or something. I don't really know. As long as she's not coming over here bugging me, I don't really care. This is not an easy way to do this. I'm going to wind up chopping my finger. I know I'm going to do it. I'm not going to be real pleased when it happens, but it's probably going to happen at some point. My fingers are super gross looking, probably. But I don't think they're dirty, at least. Not very. It's like the weirdest thing to be doing with your hands out, but it's kind of hard to work with gloves all the time. Especially when you're doing something this fiddly. Like my tweezers do not have enough grip to accommodate me for this stuff. That's gonna work on that. How's your Ramadan doing? Still headache free? Doing well? How much longer until sun's down and you can get some water? That should do. All right, 6 per so. 3 per track, 6 per side. It's not so bad on these. Oh, I should have done a better job cleaning this one up. So let's be smart and use the tools at my disposal. There we go. I need to set up, although I'm like maxed out, oh my god, on available outlets and USB on my computer. That'll do. Oh my god, why is everybody's dog barking outside? Like, what is going on? It's a nightmare. One more hour? Last day of Sunday? That's not bad. You've done it. You've made it through another year. Oh my god, she's still going. Hold on. All right. I don't know what the dogs are barking at, but it is really irritating regardless. I don't have to fast, and everyone always just gives up stuff that they can get away with on Lent. I'm gonna give up wearing linen clothing. I don't have any linen clothing. It's like the closest Christians get. I think there's probably some history of fasting somewhere in there, but nothing anybody follows with any sincerity today. As I was gonna say, though, I need to set up my phone or like the ancient tablet that barely functions just to watch chat, and I can keep that in a little easier to see place. I've got my computer like, God, it's way lower than the chair. Sits on a trash can with a cardboard box to back it up. Not even lying about that. But, you know, you got to do what you got to do. I don't have a whole large path back here to use because I still have tons of stuff behind my chair, and I had to clean it up, but, like, none of it's mine. I don't even know where to start. It's a bit of a nightmare, to be honest. What's even in that box? I don't remember. It's not a box, it's a tub. A tub, like a little Sterlite tub. Those things are really useful. I have so many of them, and for some odd reason, a lot of them don't have lids, and I can't figure out why that would be. Like, why would I not have lids for them? Genuinely have no idea at all. Look at this thing has like no information on anything going on. Has like concurrent viewers at 0 and everything. And I'm like, what's the point of tracking all this if none of it actually works? I don't know what any of that means, my man. I don't know what these settings are. 0 viewers. I know I've got 1. I don't know why any of that stuff doesn't update, but it doesn't seem to want to. I guess that's not really a problem. But if no one talks, I can't tell if anyone's even here. That's the problem. Like, if they join or otherwise, I'm just being quiet, and that's not any fun. This is not going to work real well, but it'll get these parts reasonably clean. Maybe not this one, because I can't even get a grip on what I'm supposed to be cutting off on here. It's amazing how resilient your finger can be to getting cut sometimes. Almost. Come on. There we go. Perfect. I know you're there, but for some odd reason it doesn't update any other figures. Like, it doesn't tell me. Maybe it doesn't count until after you've got so many viewers or something. I have no idea. It's just a guess. What are the sciences for why this doesn't cut? Like your fingers doing this kind of thing. This has got to be awful to watch. It's like the worst content, watching me slice stuff into my thumb. Trying to clean these parts up. These wheels are so fiddly. This is almost worse than photo etch. Because they're so small, and like the tweezers will just launch them somewhere in my room. It'll be a nightmare to find them again. These are such tiny pieces. I want to get them glued on as soon as I possibly can after these are done. So that way I can call it a day on that regard. I don't know how long I'll be on here today, just because, well, I got started late. I should have gotten stuff set up better, but wasn't real quick about it is all. And that sucks. I should do better. I should be more serious about doing this. I've talked to a friend of mine and asked him if he can make me some music so I don't feel paranoia using the Valhalla music. Even if they're fine with it, it just feels like I'm going to wind up getting in trouble for some reason. Due to the fact that all that crap is automated on YouTube. See, that almost felt cut me. I feel it gripping. But I'm safe. No blood spilled on stream quite yet. Not quite yet. You're not so lucky at this point. That'll probably work. Okay, so that's all those pieces, I believe. Put this. I need to get like a little holder or something for that so it doesn't roll off the desk at some point. What a shame. Yeah, exactly. We came here for terrible blood sports. Nobody comes here because nobody's watching. Just one person. That's fine. That's fine. If I would do this more often, maybe people would actually show up. But I'm not consistent in the least. And so I'm probably pretty lucky to have even one watcher. Am I going to be able to just pop these on? Do they grip with any sincerity at all? The answer to that, surprisingly, is yes. They do. Oh, that's going to make my life so much easier. Goodbye, road wheel. Down, off the desk it goes. Wonderful. Let's get that beautiful Tamiya extra thin cement on there. Let me grab this road wheel because I can actually reach this one. It's not under the desk. It's beside the chair. Doesn't have any dog hairs on it too. That's another win. Usually if I get something off the floor, it's got dog hair on it. Here's a Priya hair right here. Let's get that out of there. Oh my god. Come on. Come on, Priya hair. Good stuff. Having a dog, like especially a long hair dog, their fur gets everywhere. You get used to it being everywhere. Like you just... Oh great, that one just rolled right off. I wanted to pull these off so I could work on this easier. Just lost one of them again. Did I go off the... Yeah, hold on. God bless. Alright, flashlight on. Where did you go, road wheel? Still on me? It is a no. Which means it's definitely under the desk. Or under the chair. I can't see it either way. Oh, it's a tiny one though, that's why I'm not spotting it. Alright, let's move the chair. Let's get down here under the desk. Ah, this is a nightmare. This is what I didn't want to do. But I must. Lest I cannot complete the kit because I am missing a piece. It's small and fiddly and rolled off. It is not in the chair. Underneath it as far as that goes. Where my knees are, it is not. Properly under the desk. Oh my god. This is the trouble with my ideas here. is when this happens. And the content gets real entertaining. Is that it? No, that's not it. Not appear to be over there. So we get further back. It's just small parts. It's light, which means it can bounce so well. That is a major part of the problem. God. Oh my God. There it is. Got it. The difficulty of finding these things is awful. Try to do it again. Need to build a lip up here that works better. Let's try raising this barb. My hands are going to smash it right back down. And the piece will still probably just hit it and ramp upward if I had to guess. Alright. I am back. I still don't see the cat. I don't know where she went. Indy. Carpet monster. Leaves little... Yeah, it really does. I've lost a piece of photo etch in it before. I still haven't found it. That was genuinely years back. So I'm going to say it's properly gone. Oops. Bonk. Okay. Come on. Return roller. Let's get you on here and get you glued so I can not worry about you anymore. Oh my God. All right. 2 down. 10 to go. We're actually building. I wish I was working on the upper hull or the turret or something like that, because man, the suspension is like the most fiddly, and it's probably the least entertaining to watch. Look fun. Looks good enough. I'm going to rotate this. So that the piece I've chopped on is facing upward. Look straight. Yeah, that should do. All right. 3 down, 9 to go. I wish I would have kept somewhere for all these pieces. It's a messy workspace. Where are my little dishes? Here's... Nope, that one's got something in it. Where did I put my other ones? Oh, where did my little metal dishes go? No? What on earth? How did I move them? Not down there, not over there. Are they behind me? They are not. This is the strangest thing. I was messing with them earlier, and now I can't find the things. Diamond file. Don't have them in my hands. Got to check that every time, because otherwise you'll wind up somehow having it in your hand the entire time, and you're looking in the wrong places, because where you need to be looking was in your hands. I guarantee I'm not the only person who's done that. There they are. Got them. All right, let's toss these all in here, so that way I don't have to worry about these for a minute. It'll be easy to grab when I do need them, but they'll be cluttering up the workspace far less. I gotta get more of these little metal dishes, although I've got those Papa John's garlic butter containers. Garlic sauce. liquid crack cocaine. Keep those and I wash them. Although I haven't had pizza in a really long time. But I used to keep them and wash them so that I could use them for small fiddly parts and such like this. And for paint, because it seems like a pretty reasonable thing to use for paint. There we go. Rotate, rotate, rotate. There we are. Rotate makes it sound like I'm taking off in an airplane. That should do. Alright. 4 down, 8 to go. Yeah, one day I'll have hardwood throughout my house because my house has got hardwood floors, but I have to rip up all the carpet. And that is a big task. I then have to refinish the hardwood floors. But I have nice dark oak floors under all the carpet in this house. And I'm not entirely positive why anyone would cover that up. I suppose because it was the 1970s. And everybody wanted their awful looking carpet back in the 1970s. Hardwood was old and lame. Carpet, ugly carpet in particular, was new and cool. All right. Old things can be entertaining sometimes, and sometimes they are not. You're surrounded by old stuff all the time, like I am. It gets a little irritating. I feel like I live in a museum half the time. Some of the stuff in my house is definitely like museum quality stuff. There we go. That isn't too bad. Alright. It's one set done. Still got to do the road wheels themselves as well. But if I'd put this on first, I think I'd be having a terrible time. There's more fur. God. I clean it up too. Literally. Use my air compressor to do it earlier. Is it still on? No. It just still had pressure in the hose, that's all. I was pretty sure I turned it off earlier. Thing's loud, but at least it's set up. I'm not sure how on earth I'm going to reduce the sound of it and still have it function without blowing up or something. I don't think quiet air compressors are necessarily a thing either. So I'm not sure there's much I can do past simply live with the pain of the sound. It's okay, I'll make everybody else suffer as well. Still about says 1 or 0 viewers. That is ridiculous. All right. I think my supervisor at work is trying to make it easier to give me a merit raise by putting extra stuff for me to do, which is really helpful. It's looking like I might be in charge of doing a lot of property descriptions. Background noise canceling? Yes, and this does have a GeForce GTX 860M in it, so if that's a new technology, I can guarantee you this laptop doesn't have it. I bought this laptop in 2014. I am amazed that it still works to this day. It is not fast anymore. Components are old. I would like to get a new laptop. I do have a newer computer in general, but it's not great itself. It works. Plays Cyberpunk 2077, so I can't complain that much. Plays it on like medium settings, which, you know, it still looks fine. It's not bad. Am I actually working in frame enough? It looks like it might be. I'm trying to remind myself to be working in this area more. It's a little difficult. Hold on. Let me tilt up slightly. That might help a little bit. I might be working too far up instead of too far back like I usually do. Alright, 3 more of these little guys to go. Oh, that's not good. That's gonna roll. Gotcha. Background. I remember, like, I think new cards have that. I don't think mine would. Unless, like, all of them got their driver updates, but I would have very serious doubts about that. Alright, next we got 2 more to go. 2 more. Almost there. I'm gonna order more tweezers soon. These ones I have, they aren't great, and I mean, tweezers are tweezers to some extent, but I need different shapes and such too. I just need more tool options. Otherwise, I'm just gonna keep buying kits and never building them because all my tools are low quality and I don't feel confident in using them. That's no good. That's a pretty awful thing. Let's see, can I actually use the tweezers for this part? Alright, that actually kind of worked. That's what I get for being an idiot. Alright. Oh, did I drip some glue there? Must have. Didn't realize I got a nail on my finger. It's okay, once that dries, I'll just sand it clean and not worry about it. Alright. Those are done. I think it's time to put the actual road wheels on. Oh my god. Okay. This is actually one of the idler wheels. So the problem with these is that they're all going to be flopping all over the place. So I feel like one of the smarter things I could do is actually cut out the longest piece of track in order to try and use it just as like as a guide, pretty much, so I can keep the track straight, as it were. Well, I could probably use a shorter one because all of it's gonna work the same way. It's not a big deal. Yeah. I just wanted to look at the tracks and make sure I wasn't gonna cut off more than I was supposed to, but I think I'm good to go. Link and length tracks are really cool, but they are fussy to work with. But they're so much better than rubber band tracks and like pre-molded ones. Although, I mean, pre-molded can be done pretty well. My Tracks in my Abram kit look pretty nice, so I shouldn't complain that much. These are pretty bendy and flexy, which makes them actually kind of nice. You can do a little bit with these tracks. Let's sand this a little bit smoother. I've already gotten them out anyway. I may as well clean them up. That didn't require much work. Same thing for the sides. Easy peasy. Yep, good and smooth. It's 9:19. I think I got 11 more minutes of safe operation before I probably want to call it a day. Call it an evening, I should say. That way I can relax properly for the rest of the evening. Much as I'm going to, at least. Man. Got some Devil May Cry music stuck in my head. I think it's the Virgil theme song. Almost lost that. Almost had to go digging again, and I don't want to do that. Squeeze all these guys on. Seems like that should work just fine. This is such a neat tank. I really like the Object 279. I wish Russia weren't doing such stupid stuff right now, so I could just build their military equipment and feel neat about it without feeling like I'm building garbage. Because that's been the performance of most of it, garbage. How does a nation that takes so much pride in its military perform so badly in war? Like, it's baffling. They're worse than Germany in World War II. At least Germany in World War II actually managed to take Ukraine. It's the I'm not sure if that's part of it. I just remember the storm that is approaching part of the song is a part that's like stuck in my brain. One day, if my computer was good enough, maybe I'd try and stream video as well. I don't know, though. That might not be nearly as entertaining with me. What on earth? Yeah, these aren't lining up properly. Oops. Oh, come on. Stay straight, track. Stay straight. Should be all right. Whoops. Sorry, I'm just trying to pay some good attention to how these are lined up now. Looks reasonably good. The tracks will give them a little bit of give. You obviously don't want to play with too much in that regard. All that side-to-side wiggle is going to cause some fitting issues if you're not careful. So this one doesn't look like it's pressed all the way on. Now it sure does. I think that was the one causing the problem. Yeah, that'll do. As long as they all fit properly within the channel from the tracks, I'm good to go. Oh, hey, that dried. Good. Let's fix this. I can simply make that part be inside anyway, so I'm not real worried about it because it's obviously not gonna show very much once it's properly installed on the tank behind the tracks and everything, but why make it worse than necessary? You know, like that's never going to be visible. There's damage back there. There's a marring. What a goofy vehicle. What was the point of the 4 tracks? Like, they expect more traction? Do they expect to make it be less prone to flipping from a nuclear blast or something? Like, it was the Soviets. They're smarter than the Russians were. Or are, rather. So I figure they probably had some kind of logic in their brains as to why this was a good idea and not an absolute disaster nightmare. Surface pressure, that might make sense. Maybe it was due to the fact they expected to be... Oh my god. Alright, this one's going to have glue on it first, otherwise it's not going to catch. I would think it would have much lower surface pressure as a result. That is true. You know what would be neat is if I could get an IS-7 kit in 172, drive around on ice. Maybe. I think the weight from that would probably cause problems regardless of how much you attempted to reduce the surface pressure, though. I don't think it would still do that very well, but you might be able to drive on like mud and such like that, perhaps. Or at least softer surfaces in general. Because ground pressure is a big deal for tanks, because they'll just dig right into the ground otherwise. And if you're on anything even slightly unstable or unmanicured, like off-road, then that can cause you a lot of problems. And I know it does with some vehicles regardless. As many nations have learned in the mud of Eastern Europe during the spring freeze. The Germans didn't know what mud was. They invaded during the muddy season because they were dumb. Alright, that should hold up. Straighten this guy out. Straighten this guy out. That should do. How's the track lay on up top as well? Let's check that. Everything fit properly. Oh yeah, looks good. Hooray! Look at that. Well, it still could probably use the sprocket or the idler wheels, but man, these do not fit nicely at all. I don't know. I'll still manage. Yeah, funny Austrian man's fault, yeah. As I understand it, every once in a while he did actually have at least some interesting ideas on warfare because he was like more studied on older varieties or something like that. So occasionally he'd come up with something that was kind of brilliant because it was an old idea, that nobody had really thought about. I don't know if that's true, but it wouldn't be that surprising, I don't think. You mean World War II Voldemort? Excuse me. David Glantz. I mean, that wouldn't be that surprising. Like, you know, broken clocks right twice a day, right? So he had to be right occasionally. He couldn't have been all wrong all the time. Or he would have been assassinated or had the attempts made much, much earlier. There we go. All right, look at that. One set. 1 second. All right. Just to check, because I didn't do this earlier. Audio's fine, right? Like the volume's good. Everything works out all right. I don't sound like a little baby or anything, right? I'm not too quiet. I'm not too loud. You did just see my nightmare setup I'm working in right now to understand why I've got to ask. My microphone has a desk lamp on top of it. It's amazing, like how I managed to do this, even though it's not great quality, is probably still impressive considering what I'm working with. I need to do this more. I was about to just quit today too. I was about to be like, oh, I don't want to do it today. And I decided no. I did everything else on my goofy little list that I said I would, and if I backed out on this, I'd be a wimp forever. Like I can't keep doing that. But I need more cheap kits to work on. I don't have a whole lot more 172 small kits that I don't feel bad about ruining. So I said I'm gonna order the paint for this tonight. Once I quit here, should have quit a minute ago. Whatever, we'll finish putting the wheels on, and then we'll call it a night. And that way I'll be at the point where I can go to the tracks. And I'm not quick at this. I apologize. I'm not real good at building models. I've said that before. I wind up with a lot of knowledge that I can't apply properly because I'm not very good. But that's okay. At least I can offer advice if ever I need to. But anyway, there's a Border model. That's the company, Border Model. They make a Leopard 2 A5 or A6 in 172 that looks really nice. And the kit's like $25. I can manage that. Running gear to tracks, yeah. Oh, the tracks are gonna be absolute hell. Like, if I survive the tracks without suicide, mark that up to an absolute miracle, because it's gonna be tough. Let's see if I can just do this and kind of set these all on track properly. I don't think that did anything. Figure maybe. But I think I'm probably just going to have to deal with the fact that if you look at it a certain way, they might be a little bit, tiny bit crooked, you know? Might just be my reality. Just wait until one day I decide to build a 1700 like ship on here. Like maybe I could work on USS Ward. I might not be good at building kits. I do have at least the confidence enough to where I think I could build that kit. As hard as it might wind up being. That's actually way better than the other side. Should only done one of these at a time and let the glue dry in between, because this isn't CA glue. This is just regular extra thin, which does dry fairly quickly. It doesn't dry that quickly. And so if I would have done one side and then worked on the other, then
would have been absolutely positive that all the wheels were well set before I started working on the next side. That would have been smart, and that's why I didn't do it. That would have made too much sense. That's the way the government works. Won't learn until you do it. Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm attempting to get back at this. I gotta bug my friend about making just a basic bit of music for me, because I don't like having the blank background. It's not. I know that's going to detract from it, because there are points where I'm not talking while I'm doing this work, and as a result, you're going to wind up with dead air with no sound, and that's probably not real fun to listen to. Just me clinking around or digging under the desk or something while I look for a part like that. That sucks. Like, it needs to be better than that. I have thought about using like one of my old when I worked at Starbucks, using a Starbucks apron while I do this stuff, and the reason being is if I were to use some like Velcro tape and tape it underneath the desk, or magnets or something, like any number of different methods would work. It's not important which method I use, but if I were to have some way to secure it to the underside of the desk, then if I drop a part, it'll just wind up falling into the apron, and then I won't lose the part, and I don't have to go digging underneath my desk. That felt like a fairly good idea that I need to work on. Yeah, won't learn until you do it is real. That's 100% real. That's why I'm attempting to do this now. Hope that this side looks bad. All of them are pushed down all the way? Yes. Sorry, this is where I actually need my concentration. How long does it take those people who like stream building Gunpla to build the Gunpla? It can't be that quick, right? Oh, I think that'll do on that end. Whew. Let's give it a. Did one seriously just fall off? Are you kidding me? Did I not glue it, maybe? I probably didn't, did I? I guarantee that's probably the problem. It looks like I did. Definitely have now. In any case, that's not so bad looking now. Yeah, that's alright. It'll do. It'll do. A little press. The pressure may actually set them all straighter. Might have. Alright, now just got to do the idler wheels, and both sides are done in that regard. Well, that actually didn't do so badly on that. It's not nearly as loose as the other sides were. It ain't good, but it ain't as bad. Man, model glue is an interesting substance, since it melts the plastic and forms a bond that way. Chemical bond. Okay, so let's... Eyes could not focus on that due to the light. Yeah, that's slanty shanty is all can... I'll get out. This direction, still slanty. This side, a little bit. That's pretty good. That should do. Let's... Oh my gosh. There we go. Pick it up this way. Oh my god. Oh, that one went. To get it in a minute. Actually, no. I'll let everything else dry for a second. Oh, back underneath. Ugh. Luckily, this part's much larger and therefore much easier to find. We hope. No, I'm kidding, though. Wheel should be much simpler to find. Yep, there it is. That was quick. Perfect. Get in there, glue. That should do. It's real slightly out of alignment that way. Alright, there we go. And the final piece for the evening. As fun as this has been. And then next week, if I can keep on track, is the real fun part. Got to make the tracks themselves. Actually, that went on there properly. Alright. So, the level we have it done at the moment. And I've managed to keep myself from pulling the turret off and everything to use it for photo ops. Naturally, that's what you want to do. I think I might have accidentally bent one of these. That should be fine. I don't notice any issue with it looking at it now. Oh my god. Why will it not? Seat. Come on. There we go. Just being fiddly. Won't learn until you try. That is very true. There we go. How fantastic is that? Look Look at all those wheels. Okay. Well, I believe that is it for the evening. I'll be on Discord here shortly. Hopefully it wasn't that bad. But,